are dietetic students, and we are here to talk to you about different carbohydrates for different situations. We're going to be covering what are carbohydrates, what do carbohydrates do, types of carbohydrates, carbohydrates before, during, and after exercise, and lastly, carbohydrates for all-day events. So to start off, what are carbohydrates? These are the body's main source of energy. They supply the body with glucose, and that's what gives us the energy. So some examples of carbohydrates are fruits, vegetables, grains, beans and legumes, and nuts and seeds. So some benefits of carbohydrates are that they provide energy. They provide the body with 50% of its total energy. They are broken down into simple sugars that go into your bloodstream, where they are called glucose. The glucose powers many systems on a cellular level, and that's how your body gets energy. Next, they protect against disease. So research has shown that eating whole grains and fiber helps reduce your risk of developing heart disease, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Next, and contrary to popular belief, they help control weight. So there's evidence that supports eating plenty of fruit, vegetables, and whole grains helps control your weight. They contain fiber, which helps keep you full, so you're not eating too much, and it also helps to digest your food. Lastly, it improves your brain function. So your brain needs carbohydrates in order to work. Have you ever felt like a brain fog when you haven't eaten for a while? This is your body's signal telling you that you need to eat some carbohydrates.
Okay, simple carbs are white bread, pasta, fruit juice, soda, and milk. They are what's digested easily and can cause a rush of energy straight into the bloodstream. In the American diet, simple carbs are usually known as like refined sugar products, so like soda, cookies, pastry, stuff like that. There is some sources where it's found naturally, such as milk. Complex carbs are fiber-rich fruits such as avocados, bananas, apples, fiber-rich vegetables, which are the dark-colored veggies such as broccoli, spinach, kale, stuff like that. Whole grains, oats, and beans. Complex carbs typically pack more nutrients than simple carbs. They are higher in fiber, and they digest more slowly. Because they digest more slowly, it helps manage blood sugar spikes after meals, as they supply a lower and more steady release of glucose after the meal.
So not only are carbohydrates important for overall health, but they actually improve our performance when used properly. So they help us to maintain energy before, during, and after exercise, and can help maintain a successful performance. The timing of your carbohydrates plays a significant role before exercise if you're fueling with the right things. So 3 to 4 hours, you want to consume complex carbs. If you're going to be exercising with 1 to 2 hours, you would prefer to go with simple and a complex combination. And then 30 to 60 minutes before, you just want to do simple because that will digest easy and will aid your performance. Now, during exercise, it depends on what kind of sports you're doing, determines what type of carbs you want to have, if any. So during prolonged exercise, such as endurance running, you can do either simple or complex carbs. And this is really a trial and error basis to see what your digestive system does best with. And so this can be, for some people, that's a pizza, and for other people, that's just fruit. During intermittent or team sports, such as hockey or football or soccer, it's good to fuel with simple carbohydrates as they give you a quicker energy without weighing you down. And then during short exercise, such as sprints, it's most important to fuel before and after because it's not realistic to fuel during that. And then individual sports are just dependent on what you're doing. And then after exercise is our prime time to fuel with carbohydrates. Our muscles have what's called stored glycogen, which is our glucose stores in our muscle. And so when we exercise, those stores are used up. And so to replenish those, we need to fuel with carbohydrates. And 30 minutes afterwards is our prime time to do that. And then after that point, within 6 hours, you want to consume meals that are both complex and simple. And so you can get a variety of those benefits. And this is really ideal to replenish your strength, again, those glycogen stores. And it's also a good time to include some protein because your muscles have been used, and that will aid in recovery.
Okay, carbs for long-term exercise. If you're endurance training for a long distance, such as a half or full marathon, carb loading can be beneficial. Carb loading usually starts about a week to 3 days before the actual event, and it can maximize glycogen stores, which causes a significant enhance in endurance performances. You're going to want to eat complex carbs before the training or the event to get a steady storage of glycogen. And then during the event, you're going to want to consume simple carbs to get that fast increase of energy real quick. During weight training for exercising longer than 90 minutes, complex carbs can be beneficial before, as they can enhance performance and delay the onset of fatigue. Consuming simple carbs during the exercise is completely up to the individual person. Some people like the sudden rush of energy, some people don't during weight training. But eating carbs after weight training is important, as long as it's with protein, to avoid fatigue in the body and muscles after training. And then carbs also help increase muscle retention and growth after the exercise. As a quick summary, carbohydrates give you energy. There are simple and complex carbohydrates, and they are essential during exercise and performance. If you have any questions, you can contact fitness@usu.edu. Thank you for listening.